Alright you guys, welcome to this tutorial. Today we're gonna talk about how to create a realistic piano, or at least it sounds realistic to me. And the piano I'm gonna show you how I created sounds like this. Alright, I'm gonna show you guys everything I did with it. But first I'm gonna show the steps you can do to get to that end result. So the thing is, a lot of the times when you watch a tutorial, in general, when it's about chords, they show you something like this. And the thing is, you don't always want your chords, like the notes of the chords, to hit the same time every time. You want your chords to have some kind of movement. So usually you might find a tutorial that shows you this. And to me, this is kind of boring. Like, maybe this works now and then, and especially if the piano isn't in front of the piece, it should work better. So usually they show you something like this. You get the point. Anyways, like, this is a really good base. Like, you can start with this. There's nothing wrong with that. But to me, like I said, this is kind of boring. I still do sometimes. I still do chords like this sometimes. Just to kind of enhance a feeling if I want or something. Anyways, after that step, what you can do is add a bit of movement in your chords. So, you can basically, instead of having all the notes hit at the same time of the chord, you can make it go up a little bit and have small breaks between each note and stuff like that. So it sounds more like this. You get the point. Also, I add a variation like at the end here and here, here, instead of just having it play the exact same motion all the time. Because if I did that, it would just be kind of boring, according to me. So after that, I'm going to show you now the steps I actually took to make it sound like this. So, first of all, I used the piano, the Giant, and I actually turned off the reverb, and I used this reverb here, Valhalla Room, and I also just put the amount I wanted, like how much reverb I wanted. Now this is a controller in FL Studio that I set up after watching a bunch of YouTube tutorials. And I don't know if other DAWs has something like this, but to me, this is a really good way to kind of decide how much reverb you want. You can probably get a nice result with just using the internal reverb though. Another important step I did was the velocities. So if you watch the velocities here of the notes I marked, you can see like not every note hits as hard. And this is something I did with purpose, because I just wanted to, you know, have a little bit of flow in the notes, because if everything hits as hard as in volume, it just sounds kind of unrealistic. And after that, I put a melody here, or this is actually the counter melody. And I decided the velocities here. And I'll also added a melody on top. So the end result sounds like this. Yeah, you get the point. I imagine myself playing this, maybe this part with the left hand, and this with the right. So, like, it's up to you how realistic you want it to sound in terms of how, when it comes to playability. It's like, but if it sounds good, it's good. Also, a last important thing is that you want to use the sustain pedal, which is CC64. I'm gonna explain to you what the sustain pedal does. So it hits like, it's an on and off thing, so either you have the sustain pedal on or off. So it's not like how hard you press the pedal or something like that. So basically, a sustain pedal is, it's this pedal you have on the bottom of the piano. There's usually 3 pedals. There's one to the left, one in the middle, and one to the right. Now, I'm no pianist, so I don't know what each pedal does. But I think the sustain pedal is far to the right. So, the sustain pedal basically sustains the notes you're playing, which means that even if you let go of a note, it's still going to play that note. So, maybe if I do it here. Let's see. Okay, I need to extend this. Right here. If I do something like this, it's still gonna play after it's been hit. Right? So that's what the sustain pedal does. That means that maybe I could actually do the chord I did like this. Not the same chord, I noticed, but... And if I turned it off, it should stop immediately after it's been played. So that's what the sustain pedal does. It just holds the note for you. Now you need to be careful with sustain pedals, because I mean, if you like sustain every note, it's gonna get kind of messy and chaotic. So you need to be real careful with this. That's why I turn it off once in a while. And usually you want to do this before you're gonna hit the next chord. So turn it off and then you turn it on again when the next chord starts. Now, not every piano piece needs to have a sustain pedal, but in general, it's used a lot. So yeah, use it. Another thing you guys can do, which I actually didn't in my piece, and which I should have done, is to make sure not all the notes always play on time. because no pianist can actually play everything on time, not even like the best ones. So you can maybe like, I don't know, take these 3 chords, for example, like offset it a little bit. Like this. I really should have done this, but I didn't. I don't know. I don't even know why. But I should have. Obviously, you need to fix it if it sounds too off. Like here. Yeah, it's not perfect, but you know what I mean. So that's a really good thing you can do to create even more realism. Anyways, I hope this has been helpful to you guys. And like I said, I'm no pianist, but this sounds fairly good to me. Like I've heard a lot worse. And if you have any questions, or maybe if a pianist can actually correct me or something, that would be great, because I'm no pianist. So I'm gonna see you guys next time. Goodbye.